The mayor says she would not support local options taxes if she believed it would hurt businesses. Can anyone figure out how making merchants less competitive and adding to their fixed costs does not hurt business? Lost sales and added expenses will force businesses to work on even tighter margins, and businesses will have to cut their budgets. I'd like to pause here so we can all appreciate the irony of what I just said. If local options tax passes, City Hall is forcing by proxy merchants to cut their budgets, something the city itself refuses to do. In other words, City Hall is saying to the business community, do as I say, not as I do. That is why this tax is fundamentally unfair. It shifts the tax burden to the people in the community who can least afford it. Struggling family-owned businesses, the elderly, and those who do not have a car or a computer and don't have the option to shop outside Montpelier. To quote from a recent editorial in the Montpelier Bridge, "We oppose these taxes because after the flooding of last spring and the late August flood of Tropical Storm Irene, downtown Montpelier is in no shape to deal with an added tax burden." Proponents of local options taxes argue that out-of-towners use our infrastructure and services and don't help pay for their upkeep. I reject that premise entirely and would argue the opposite is true. I would argue that the quality of life Montpelier residents enjoy is directly related to people from outside towns coming to work, play, and shop in our town. Many of your favorite stores, restaurants, and cultural events would not exist without these folks. By itself, with its population of 7,800, Montpelier would be a shell of the city that it is today. Out-of-towners' contributions to our city should not be underestimated. Having our leaders portraying them as a financial burden to the city sends a devastating, negative, and elitist message. If local options tax and its negative connotations become Montpelier's public policy, it is the businesses who will pay the steepest price, but ultimately all of us will be diminished.